Alienation by Rich von Halt. The alien vessel, a gargantuan organic rock, descended gently onto the unknown planet's surface. It perched precariously hundreds of feet aloft, the landing pad beneath it crumbling and only partially intact. With a hiss, the non-visible door on the ship's side split open, top and bottom segments retracting. Stair-like structures emerged, rails popping out to provide stability. Inside the dim interior, Gerard Davies stuck his head out, squinting in the strange light. At 45, the man cut an imposing figure, 6'2", with a rugged, weathered face and unkempt hair. He wore scuffed boots, faded jeans, and an open flannel over a grungy white t-shirt. Inhaling deeply, Gerard muttered, "I can breathe." A shove sent him stumbling as Christopher Rivera barged past, M4 carbine at the ready. The military enforcer, a full head shorter than Gerard and 15 years his junior, aimed down the sights. Dark hair slicked back, Rivera barked, "Move!" 4 armed men fell into formation behind their leader, weapons raised. Beyond the ship's interior stretched what appeared to be a long-abandoned outpost on a desolate moon. Crumbling buildings dotted the landscape, an eerie stillness reminiscent of an empty airport settling over all. "Where are we, Gerard?" Rivera demanded, not lowering his gun. "How should I know?" "Because you're the Boy Scout," Gerard scoffed. "Being a Boy Scout wouldn't let me know what planet we're on. Why don't you stay in your corner and look stupid?" Rivera stalked towards him, stopping only when Clara Gray stepped between the 2 bristling men. The oil company CEO, auburn hair pulled back in a knotted bun, had tied her dirty dress shirt around her waist, a white tank top underneath. "Hey!" she snapped at Rivera. "Back off!" Glancing between them, she added, "We need to be civil." "I was just answering the baby," Gerard retorted. "This isn't the oil rig where you're the boss," Rivera spat. "That's enough. Both of you." As Rivera's men fanned out to secure the ship, Gerard and Clara approached the open door. "You okay?" Gerard asked quietly. "Yeah, just don't start anything with him." A dry chuckle. "He's all bark, no bite." Clara gazed out at the alien landscape. "Seriously though, where do you think we are?" "No idea. Looks like something out of Atlantis." "It's beautiful," she murmured. A pause. "If we can breathe, you think there's life here?" As if in answer, an eerie creaking echoed from outside, so loud the crew had to cover their ears. Then, from somewhere deep within the tangle of fallen buildings and collapsing metal, a voice cried out, "Help! Someone help!" Gerard and Clara exchanged a bewildered look. "Is that Rao?" she asked. "How can it be?" Rivera frowned. "Who's Rao?" "His son. Anybody please help," the voice called again, tinny and desperate. Gerard paled. What the hell is he doing out there? In an instant, everyone snapped to high alert. Rivera spun, raising his M4 as he blocked the exit. "No one leaves this ship," he ordered. "To hell with that," Gerard snarled. "That's my son." He surged forward, slamming a left hook into Rivera's face and sending the shorter man crashing into the wall. Blood gushed from Rivera's nose, but Gerard paid him no heed, already scrambling down the precarious stairs. The crumbling launch pad shifted under his boots as he stumbled out into the cloudy gloom. "Row!" he bellowed. "Don't worry, I'm coming. Hold on." Behind him, Rivera emerged from the ship, signaling his men to follow. Clara yanked off her makeshift belt and tossed the shirt aside. Jaw clenched, she brought up the rear, determined not to let Gerard face the unknown dangers of this world alone. Terror gripped the group as they descended deeper into the chaos of the decrepit planet. This far-flung outpost, more way station than proper city, lay in ruins. Strangely human-sized structures, doorways and walkways stood as relics of a forgotten time. Endless landing pads stretched out in various stages of decay, a testament to the forsaken nature of this place. Gerard forged ahead, Clara at his side, while Rivera and his armed men trailed behind, weapons at the ready. The ground, a mix of dirt and sand, crunched beneath their boots. A small bridge, collapsed and crumbling, led to a building where Ro's voice had emanated. As they clambered over debris, Gerard glanced at Clara. "Nice of you to join." "Well, I wasn't about to let you get killed." "Who says I'm going to get killed?" He shot a pointed look back at Rivera and his men. "Well, at least not by him." They shared a tense chuckle. The gallows humor a thin shield against the oppressive atmosphere. "What are you two laughing about?" Rivera demanded, suspicion lacing his tone. Gerard and Clara responded with odd, inscrutable looks. "What?" As they reached the precarious bridge, Clara murmured, "This looks a lot like Earth." Gerard paused, gesturing for her to go first. "Age before beauty," she quipped, a thin attempt at levity. "Oh, all right." He grasped the frayed ropes tightly, inching forward with deliberate care. Suddenly, a building before them groaned, shuddered, and collapsed in a plume of dust and debris. The thunderous crash echoed through the desolate landscape. "Oh, shit!" Rivera exclaimed, instinctively raising his weapon. "Come on!" Gerard urged, his voice strained with urgency. They had to reach Ro before this whole damn place came down around their ears. Gerard sprinted down the crumbling bridge, Clara hot on his heels. Behind them, Rivera stood stunned by the collapsing building until one of his men nudged him into action. They raced to catch up to Gerard and Clara, boots pounding on the precarious planks. Reaching the end of the bridge, Gerard didn't hesitate. He surged forward, gathering speed, and as he hit the final plank, he leapt. His body arced through the air, hurtling towards the slanted building where Ro's cries emanated. Ro Davies, Gerard's estranged son, was 17, only a little shorter than his father, with a youthful face and a thick mop of dark hair. Gerard crashed through the shattered window, rolling as he hit the floor. His back slammed into a cubicle wall, knocking the breath from his lungs. Shaking off the impact, he scrambled out of the way just in time to help break Clara's fall as she followed him through the gaping window. Rivera and his men leapt after them, crashing into other cubicles in a cacophony of splintering wood and shattering glass. "Help!" Ro's desperate plea echoed through the ruined building. They sprinted towards the sound, navigating the tilted floor as best they could. When they finally found Ro, Gerard's heart seized. The boy hung from a giant slab of concrete, suspended over a dizzying drop of several hundred feet. Battered and bruised, Ro clung to the edge, his strength waning. Without hesitation, Gerard climbed down to his son, risking his own life in the process. The gap between them stretched mere inches, but it might as well have been a mile. "Ro," Gerard called, his voice strained. "Dad!" Ro's reply was weak, tinged with pain and fear. "Are you okay?" "I'm a little banged up. Can you grab me?" Gerard scanned his surroundings, searching for something to give him leverage. A rail caught his eye. "Yeah, let me just..." Shrugging off his flannel, Gerard looped it around the rail and gripped it tightly. He leaned forward, arm outstretched. "Ro, I need you to reach up and grab my hand." "I don't know if I can." Ro's voice quavered, his grip slipping. Gerard's fingertips brushed Ro's knuckles. "You can do it. Trust yourself. As soon as you lift your hand, I'll grab you." Above them, Clara, Rivera, and the others watched in tense silence, fear etched on their faces. Slowly, trembling, Ro released his right hand. His left hand slid, nearly losing purchase, but Gerard snatched his wrist and yanked him close, embracing his son fiercely. Pulling back, Gerard fixed Ro with a stern gaze. "What the hell were you thinking, leaving the ship?" "I didn't," Ro choked out, tears streaking his face. "After the doors tore Ethan apart, the blast from the ship pushed me into another room. When we landed, the door opened, and everything fell out, ... including me." With shaking hands, he pulled a scrap of fabric from his pocket, a piece of Ethan's shirt, stained with blood. "Look, this is all that's left of him." The doors? They sliced him in half. He's dead, Dad. Gerard fell silent, the weight of Ro's words hitting him like a physical blow. I didn't know, he managed at last, his voice hoarse. That's the problem, Dad. You never know, and you're always yelling. It's like we're a bother to you. I'm sorry. Gerard pulled his son into another hug, his own eyes welling with tears. A sudden rumble shook the building, the sound of their ship's engines roaring to life. Gerard's head snapped up, locking eyes with Clara. Shit! What? Ro asked, alarmed. The ship! Rivera's shout rang out, urgent and commanding. Gerard, we gotta go now! The slab of concrete beneath their feet shifted, the building groaning as it began to give way. Come on, Ro, we gotta move, Gerard urged, dragging his son to his feet. They ran, hearts pounding, as the world crumbled around them. The slab broke free just as they leapt, tumbling into the void below. They hit the floor hard, rolling to a stop amid the debris, alive but shaken. The ship's engines grew louder, a reminder that their window of escape was rapidly closing. They had to move now, or be stranded on this godforsaken planet forever.